All right, so are you ready to dive into this one? It's A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and, this book has really gotten a lot of attention.
It has.
Some people call it breathtaking, others heartbreaking.
Yeah.
We are going to find out why. What we are going to try to do is go chapter by chapter
Okay.
so we can kind of get a feel for the journey
Yeah.
the book takes you on.
Yeah, you are definitely in for an intense ride. I mean, this novel centers on four friends navigating life in New York City after college. And you quickly discover that one of them, Jude, carries a past that's just shrouded in darkness.
Yeah, the book really doesn't hold back. So we begin with these four friends, Jude, Willem, Malcolm, and JB, trying to make it in the Big Apple. What struck you about this initial setup?
You know, it's interesting how Yanagihara introduces each character with such distinct personalities
Yeah.
and aspirations. I mean, you have Malcolm, the aspiring architect who feels a bit overshadowed by his friend's successes.
Yeah.
Then there's JB, the confident artist, who comes from a wealthy, supportive family.
Of course.
And of course, you have Willem, the kind-hearted, aspiring actor.
Yes.
And then Jude, the brilliant but mysterious lawyer.
It's almost like she's giving us a before and after, right?
Yes.
Here's this group of friends,
Exactly.
full of hope and dreams.
Yes.
But as the story unfolds, you start to see those cracks.
Exactly. And those cracks become impossible to ignore as the story shifts its focus onto Jude. We begin to learn about his troubled past,
Right.
bit by bit,
Yeah.
starting with his childhood. Imagine being abandoned as an infant and then raised in a monastery where you endure horrific abuse.
Oh, my God.
Verbal, physical, even sexual.
That's what Jude went through. And it's just, unimaginable. And as if that wasn't enough, he suffers a terrible accident as a teenager that leaves him with lifelong physical limitations. It's no wonder he's so guarded
It makes you understand
and closed off.
why he holds himself at a distance, even from his closest friends. Despite this, there are people who try to help him. There's Anna, a social worker who provides some solace.
Right.
But sadly, she dies too soon. Then you have Dr. Andy Contractor, who treats his self-inflicted wounds, offering a glimpse into Jude's struggle with self-harm.
Yeah. And we can't forget Harold Stein, the law professor who becomes a mentor to Jude, recognizing his brilliant mind. He even goes on to adopt Jude, which is a really powerful moment in the story.
It is. You see Harold trying to offer Jude a sense of family and stability that he's never had.
Right.
But even this gesture can't erase the pain and trauma that haunts Jude.
Right.
And then there's the incident with JB and the artwork.
Oh, yeah.
It's a turning point in their friendship.
Okay, this part is tough. So JB, fueled by ambition, decides to exploit Jude's pain for his art. It causes this huge rift between them,
Huge.
and it really underscores the fragility of their bond.
It raises questions about the ethics of using someone's trauma for creative gain,
Exactly.
especially without their consent. All right. Jude is deeply hurt by this betrayal, and the tension lingers even during Malcolm's wedding,
Yeah.
which should be a joyous occasion.
Right, it's like this dark cloud hanging over everything. And as if things weren't bad enough, Jude's physical condition starts to deteriorate. He experiences agonizing pain stemming from venereal diseases he contracted during his abusive childhood.
It's a constant reminder of the horrors of his past, and it deeply affects his mental state. Despite finding success at a high-paying law firm, he refuses to indulge in any luxury. It's almost as if he feels undeserving of happiness.
Yeah, his past is this heavy weight he carries everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
And then enters Caleb. This is where things take a very dark turn.
Yes.
The relationship starts innocently enough, but it quickly descends into a horrifying cycle of abuse.
Caleb's cruelty mirrors the trauma Jude experienced in his past, bringing all those deepest feels and insecurities to the surface. The incident where Caleb leaves him, naked and beaten on the streets of New York, is just one horrific example of the torment he inflicts.
It's just gut-wrenching to read about what Jude endures. And through these experiences, we're forced to revisit the horrors of his childhood,
Yes.
specifically his time with Brother Luke.
Brother Luke kidnapped Jude from the monastery and forced him into prostitution, all while maintaining this perverse sexual relationship with him.
It's just...
These memories are incredibly painful for Jude,
Yeah.
driving him to the brink.
And it leads him to attempt suicide. He wakes up in the hospital surrounded by his friends, but even their presence can't fully erase the despair that engulfs him.
It's a reminder that healing from such profound trauma is a long and difficult journey. You see how his past continues to shape his present,
Right.
affecting his relationships and his perception of himself.
So we're left with Jude at a real crossroads.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder, is there any light at the end of the tunnel for him?
It really is a question that kind of lingers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As we move into what the book calls the happy years.
Okay.
This is where Jude and Willem finally acknowledge their feelings for each other and embark on a romantic relationship.
It's like a breath of fresh air amidst all the darkness.
Right.
We
Absolutely.
want so badly for Jude to experience some joy
Yes.
and stability after everything he's been through.
And for a while he does. I mean, Willem's love and support provide a sense of safety
Yeah.
and belonging that he so desperately craves.
Yeah.
They build a life together. They find these moments of genuine happiness
Right.
and connection.
But even in these happier times, the scars of Jude's past haven't fully healed. His self-destructive tendencies
Yes.
resurface.
Yes.
But this time, they manifest in a new way.
Right.
He starts burning himself.
It's heartbreaking because you see how deep that pain runs.
Yeah.
Despite the love
Right.
and stability that Willem offers,
Yeah.
Jude still struggles with immense self-loathing
Right.
and guilt.
Then comes this pivotal moment when Jude decides to reveal the full extent of his childhood trauma to Willem, including the abuse he suffered at the hands of Dr. Traylor.
It's a huge risk for him,
Right.
exposing these deepest vulnerabilities to the person that he loves most.
Right.
But it speaks to the depth of their bond
Yeah.
and Willem's just unwavering acceptance of him.
It also highlights the complex dynamic
Yes.
of their relationship.
Absolutely.
There are those moments of pure joy and connection,
Yes.
but they are always overshadowed by this looming presence
Yes.
of Jude's past.
Exactly. It's this constant push and pull between wanting to embrace happiness but then feeling unworthy of it.
As time goes on, we see all four friends achieving success
Yeah.
in their chosen fields. Malcolm's architectural designs gain recognition. JB's artistic career takes off. Willem becomes this successful actor.
Yet there's this sense that their outward success doesn't necessarily equate to inner peace. They've achieved what society deems as success, but true fulfillment seems to elude them, especially Jude.
And then tragedy strikes.
Yes.
Willem, Malcolm, and Sophie are killed in a car accident,
It's awful.
leaving Jude completely devastated.
Just utterly devastated. It's like the foundation of his world just crumbles beneath him.
It's like a crushing blow, and he retreats further into himself. His self-destructive tendencies come roaring back. He isolates himself. He stops eating. It seems like he is intent on punishing himself
Yes.
for this tragedy.
His friends and family try desperately to pull him back from the brink,
Right.
reminding him of their love and the life he still has. But it seems like nothing can penetrate the wall of grief and self-loathing he's built around himself.
It's like a reminder of the enduring power of trauma.
Mhm.
You know,
Yes.
despite the love surrounding him, he's unable to escape the clutches of his past. And as the story reaches its climax, we're left with this sense of dread,
Yeah.
wondering what fate has in store for Jude.
The closing chapters of this book, I mean, they're undeniably difficult to read. Yanagihara doesn't shy away from depicting the raw, agonizing reality of Jude's, downward spiral.
Yeah, you really feel the weight of his despair and the helplessness of those who love him.
It's palpable.
They're desperate to save him, but he just seems determined to succumb to the darkness.
And ultimately he does.
Yeah.
The book concludes with Harold recounting Jude's final act.
Right.
Unable to escape the torment of his past, he chooses to end his life.
It's a tragic ending. It leaves you reeling, contemplating the profound impact of trauma and the limitations of human resilience. What stayed with you most?
I think it's the exploration of the human capacity for both immense suffering, but also incredible love.
Right.
The book doesn't offer easy answers or simple solutions, but it forces you to confront uncomfortable truths about life and loss and the enduring effects of trauma.
It's definitely a book that stays with you long after you've turned that last page. It prompts, reflection, discussion, and maybe even a deeper understanding of ourselves
I think so.
and the world around us.
For sure. It certainly made me think about the importance of empathy, the complexities of human relationships, and the urgent need for support systems for those who've experienced trauma.
If you're looking for a light and breezy read,
Yeah,
this isn't it.
absolutely not.
But if you're willing to dive into the depths of human emotion
Yes.
and grapple with those difficult themes,
Yeah.
Little Life offers a really powerful and unforgettable experience.
It's a challenging read, but one that ultimately rewards you with such profound insights into the human condition, both its beauty
Yeah.
and its brokenness. And I
Yeah.
think that's what makes it such a masterpiece.
Well, there you have it. You've completed your deep dive into A Little Life. It's a story that I think will stay with us both for a long time.